What you will need for this investigation is some toothpicks and some jelly tots, and then we will make various shapes using our toothpicks and jelly tots. So there's the first one. I want you quickly to make a square using 4 jelly tots and 4 toothpicks. Fine. Now, having made the square, I want you now to make a cube. So I'm going to have to put a toothpick there, a jelly tot there, and so on, and then make my cube. Okay, so here is my attempt. I think you can see this lead over there. It's a bit wobbly, but not bad. So there's my cube, and each face you can see is made up of a square. So what we're going to do now is make a table of number of jelly tots for each shape. So let's start with the square. And with the square I use 4 jelly tots. Now let's look at the cube and just count my jelly tots. 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Fine. Now I want you to repeat the process with the next square. So here's the next square. Let's straighten it up a bit. Okay. So there's my square. And let's just check how many jelly tots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can just add that to my column there. There's 9. Now I want you to build the cube, and let's see how many jelly tots we have in our cube. So there, you've seen a picture of the cube, and if we count the jelly tots this time, there will be 27. Okay, obviously now the next one is going to be a bit bigger, so now I want you to draw, or make rather, the next square and the next cube, and let's count the jelly tots this time. So hopefully you agree with 16 jelly tots for the square and 64 jelly tots for the cube. So if we look at try and see the pattern now. The first, I'll just do little dots for our jelly tots. So the first square had 4 jelly tots. The next one had 9 jelly tots. And then the next one had 16 jelly tots. There we go. So if we try and look at our patterns, we've got 2 rows of 2. So you could think it's 2 times 2. Here I've got 3 rows of 3, so 3 times 3 will give me 9. Now we get the pattern 4 times 4. Great. Now let's look at the cube over here. Following on from what we've got here. 2 times 2 is 4. And if we multiply by 2 again we get 8. 9 is 3 times 3, and if we multiply by 3 again we get 27. 16 is 4 times 4, multiplied by 4. So these numbers here, we can say, let's write it here, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 gives me 64. Phew. Now, it's getting quite tedious writing this 4 times 4 times 4, so we're going to have a shorthand way. We're going to put 4 with a little 3 up there to mean 4 times 4 times 4. 3 with a little 3 up there to mean 3 times 3 times 3, and 2 with a little 2 up there to mean 2 times 2. Now when we say this, we say 2 cubed. Oops, that should be a 3. Sorry. 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. And 4 cubed will give us 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Same idea over here. 2 squared, 2 times 2. 3 squared, 3 times 3. 4 squared. So the next in the pattern is going to be 5 squared. 5 times 5, 25. And the corresponding cube will be 5 cubed, which is 5 times 5 times 5. You would need 125 jelly tots to make your cube. So we've got our square numbers. Here they are. Now what we usually do is we say, okay, let's start with 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. So 1 is the first square number. So 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16, etc. Cubed is the same idea. Let's go 1 cubed. 1 times 1 times 1 is going to give me 1. So 1 cubed is 1. So here are your square numbers, and here are your cube numbers. Now, here's a little exercise. I'll just give you 5 quick questions to evaluate. So stop the tape, and then when you're ready, start me again and we can see if you got the right answers. Right, let's check. 7 squared, 7 times 7, 49. 7 cubed, 7 times 7 times 7. So I've got 7 times 7, so I need to multiply this by another 7. It's nearly 50. 50 times 7 is 350. Take away 7, 343. So 7 times 7 times 7, 343. 10 cubed, 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000. 10 squared, 10 times 10, 100. 1/10 squared is 1/10 multiplied by itself. So I'll get 1/100th. I had a picture of a famous triangle. Let me put it on the screen again. Here it is, famous triangle, named after a Frenchman, Pascal. So it's known as Pascal, so we do a little triangle like that. And the square numbers are in here, which is interesting. So say you take 2. 2 squared will be 1 plus 3. 3 squared is 3 plus 6. 4 squared is 6 plus 10. 5 squared is 10 plus 15. 6 squared is 15 plus 21. 7 squared is 21 plus 28. It's like the 7 rule, if you like. 8 squared, 28 plus 36. 9 squared, 10 squared, 45 plus 55, or 100. How cool is that? The cube numbers are also in Pascal's triangle. So let me try and show you. So let's start with 2 cubed. Okay, 2 cubed. So 2 cubed, we know is 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So here we go. Now you've got to like consider 2 triangles, like this triangle, like that. Okay, and you find the product of the numbers there. So it's 1 times 1 times 3. That gives me 3. Now we look at the other triangle surrounding the 2, like this. And now you'll go 1 times 1 times 3. So we get another 3. And then there's a number in the middle, 2, and you add those up, and there's your cube number. So that's 2 cubed. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try 8. So 8 cubed. So we do our 2 triangles, one like that. And I need to multiply those numbers together. So it's 1 times 28 times 9. Okay, so you've got to do 1 times 28 times 9. So that's those are, if you like, the 3 vertices of the first triangle. 1 times 28 times 9. Now we look at the second triangle. 1 times 7 times 36. 1 times 7 times 36. Then we need to add on the number in the middle and check that out, and you will find that is 8 cubed. How about that? So, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sure you're still checking this out. That gives you 252. This is also 252. Okay, so far so good. And then we've got to add on the 8. So I need to add 252 and 252. That's 504 plus 8, 512, which is 8 cubed. So in the next video in this series we'll discover more fascinating patterns in Pascal's triangle.